Hello, welcome back to another episode of Geeks and Degenerates. I'm joined by John and Seb, and step back in time with us as we go back to 2018, the year of Spider-Man. That was a great year for him because he was in Infinity War, even though that movie left him not feeling so well. But we had
He
this,
was in Infinity War.
He was in Infinity War. And we also got Spiderverse.
Spider-Verse and
Right.
Spider-Man PS4, but in between we got Venom, the origins movie about everybody's favorite Spider-Man foe, starring Tom Hardy going from the man who broke the bat to the lethal protector. This came out to mixed reviews. Some people hated it, some people liked it, and overall, I think the film is good.
It's not great, but it's not bad either.
Yeah. It's in
Yes.
a weird in-between line where I can watch it again.
I can watch it again. If somebody that requests, like, hey, you want to watch Venom because I haven't seen it before? I'm like, yeah.
You know what? This is how I feel about Venom. I've voiced this more than once. Venom is the movie equivalent of not studying for the test and getting the highest score.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's no way this should have been decent. Because none of it seems like they really thought about it. But Tom Hardy did such a good job being Tom Hardy. That, like, you couldn't hate this movie.
Yeah.
Like, he did so much. Like, you could tell he loved Venom. But Sony was not giving Venom the love he deserved back. And also, they PG-13'd a guy whose name is Lethal Protector.
Yeah. Like seeing him chomp on a POV shot, like that ain't enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not my only issue. It's like, it doesn't fit Venom to limit the violence he can inflict or the words he can say. Like, Venom's not a nice dude. He's a hero at heart, but he's not a nice guy. And you can't emphasize that by him being PG.
Yeah.
But, like, the movie was just so fun.
It was fun.
It's so fucking fun. That part where he's like, you want to go up? Just say so. Oh, wait, no. Like, oh, Eddie, jump down the building. And then Eddie, like, it cuts to Eddie, like, waiting for the elevator. And then Venom calls him a pussy. If you don't have fun with that, there's something fucking wrong with you. But,
I mean, I think that's the only time the film was able to, like, play with their R rating. Was, like, him saying pussy and
their one
actually,
F-bomb.
apparently, yeah, in PG-13 movies, you have one F-bomb.
yeah, one.
You're allowed one F-bomb. They never used it in Venom 1, but...
They did.
They did.
Yeah, like...
When they're about to take on, he's about to take on
when they're
Riot.
about to take on Riot, he was like, oh, you've seen... I haven't seen shit like this before, or something, and Eddie
Yeah,
Brock's like...
he's got
yeah,
shit
fuck it.
you've never seen.
Yeah, and then Eddie
Oh,
Brock
he
says,
says, fuck it.
Fuck it. Let's do this
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess. That was forgettable.
That was a forgettable F-bomb, like,
Yeah.
use them wisely.
Yeah, he's unlike the X-Men do.
Yeah, I love it, especially with, like, them introducing Wolverine in first
Fuck
class.
off.
Like, fuck off. And I'm like, alright.
And it comes
That's
back
how you
in,
do an F-bomb.
And it comes back in Days of Future Past.
Yeah, it takes
That's
him one
brilliant.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, motherfuckers look familiar. Anyway.
But yeah, Tom Hardy plays a very interesting alternative version of Venom and Eddie Brock. Because it's
Yeah.
not really Eddie Brock I remember from the comics. Like, he's a bit more lively.
Put together.
Yeah.
Because all I remember, and I don't really read that much comics as I used to, that Eddie Brock was kind of like a broken person. Like, not kinda, is a broken person. Like, mom died when he was when he was born. Dad was like very dismissive, kills a kid in a car accident, kind of messes him up. Wife dies. I'm like, damn. I think this movie kind of missed. a
You know
mark
more
on, like,
about Venom than I expected you to. That's actually a lot of Venom knowledge. That's like no joke Venom knowledge.
Damn.
I didn't continue after reading a little bit.
That's a lot of knowledge, though. That's a lot of Venom knowledge. Not everyone knows that.
Yeah.
but like, yeah, I think this movie kind of missed the mark on making this like a very, deep kind of movie, like Joker-esque. you know.
Though I think Todd McFarlane really likes this movie. Like he's one
Oh
of the
yeah,
people who
for
likes
sure.
it.
Like especially like me and Seb and you, we had fun with this movie. Like it
Let's
didn't need
be-
to be Venom one
let-
for one.
Let's be real. If Todd McFarlane likes this movie, it's probably because he likes the checks he made from this movie.
Probably.
That is
I
his
mean,
character.
Todd McFarlane likes his money. Like, Todd McFarlane is a businessman. I love Todd. He's a fucking god to me. And this man created Spawn. Todd, really, get on that shit, please. I beg you. Make, like, something akin to Arcane, but Spawn. It's gonna
that'd
work,
be
bro.
sick. Yeah.
But yeah. Todd is getting good money out of this movie, and I'm sure he's getting good money out of anything that involves Venom right now. And it's just great passive income for someone who fucking deserves it. But Venom was not properly characterized in this movie. But the one thing I did actually really love about this is not including Spider-Man.
Yes.
No,
I actually think Venom is a lot better off if you completely erase the Spider-Man shit. Cause for one, it actually is kind of a detriment to Spider-Man's character. And the other half is that, you know how like you're dating someone, right? And they're like, yeah, I'm over my ex, I'm over my ex. And then like, she's still like wearing all the shit her ex gave her. Being like, yeah, I'm totally with you. Like, I love you. I'm dating you. But like, she's wearing her ex's hoodie.
the
necklace
photo's still in her
ex gave
wallet.
her. Like, she still has his tattoo, like his name tattooed on her arm. You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's always what the spider symbol on Venom's chest symbolized to me. Why does he still have it?
Yeah.
He doesn't even look like that anymore. Let's be real, right? It's weird.
Yeah, it is. It is,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of happy they didn't stick with it.
Yeah, and now Venom without the symbol looks really good. I actually genuinely think they could have done something, though. I think there's like... I believe that a character named Venom should probably have a scorpion on his chest. Can you imagine just one little alteration?
Yeah, but
You
then we
know-
would have to be like, there is a Scorpion character.
There is a character named Scorpion, but let's be real. You can get rid of him and no one would really notice.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest
Yeah.
Scorpion fan.
Matt
To be honest, like,
Matt Gargan was a Venom. But did you care about Matt Gargan as Venom?
no.
Besides the fact that he objectively looked really cool, no one cared about Matt Gargan. If you completely erase Matt Gargan as Venom, no one would really care. Or Matt Gargan overall. He's the Scorpion. He's known as what? One of his B-tier villains. C-tier, maybe. If you got rid of Matt Gargan from the Spider-Man lore, and just was like, we are Venom, and then you just see a fucking tail start to grow out of the fucking spider, and you know, the fucking crab hands. You know, and just be like, I believe that he's over his ex now. I like this design change. But now that when he has the spider, it just kind of feels like, yeah, I'm totally over my ex. I'm totally over my ex. Property of Dan on her arm. You got what I mean, right? So when they omitted the Spider-Man thing, I was like, fuck yeah! But he's like covered in dick veins or something, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they
and
could've
it's white
not-
too.
Yeah.
It's a little bit off-putting.
yeah, like, the design I think could have been slightly, very slightly better. And this whole PG thing, I know that everyone says it's Ratatouille, but I actually don't compare it to Ratatouille. I more of compare it to Lilo and Stitch if they shared a body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because like the whole time he's just like, "You're evil, stop that," and like
Yeah.
Venom's just like, "No, that's
Then-
Lilo and Stitch." And then they learn that despite being broken and unwanted, that that's Lilo and Stitch.
I'm just expecting Enzo say Ohana means family in Venom's voice.
Ohana means family. There we go.
it fits. It fits. is just Lilo and Stitch. If every now and then Lilo is like, "Fine, you can eat him." That's really the only difference. It's sludgy Stitch. If you look at him, he kind of looks like Stitch too.
Oh, now you mention it, the eyes?
Yeah.
Mm.
And you know how like Venom's weirdly cute? He's evil, but when you look at it, you kind of want to give him a hug.
I would go that far.
Yeah, same here.
Dude, he's cute. Like, look, I'll show him to you guys in Fortnite later. He's cute. Like, he's actually really adorable. You should see, like, me doing the hug emote with Venom. He looks like this. Like, he's the
Help us with
happiest
this movement.
Huh?
Hashtag hug Venom.
Actually, I know there's some people who go a step beyond just saying he's cute. They say the symbiote itself is sexually attractive. So I'm like, oh sure.
Wait,
that's-
sludge. The sludge
That
itself?
is something.
Yeah.
Yes. Fun fact: Venom is actually an LGBTQ icon for like comic fans,
Oh.
because Venom and Eddie's relationship has, at more than once, been portrayed as romantic. Yeah,
I did
they
not
don't
know
fuck. By
that.
no,
No,
means do they fuck.
but yeah.
But yeah, the relationship they've discussed it more than once with each other. Like, are we in love with each other? They're like, maybe. Okay. It's kind of that kind of a discussion. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like what I imagine. Like, I know not everyone watches My Hero Academia here, but like, you know how like I feel like, you know, how Kirishima and Bakugo would like end up telling each other they like each other, kind of like that. It's kind of, we're around each other a lot, and like I get along with you really well. Are we dating? Just be like, I guess.
Oh.
And that's kind of how the Venom and Eddie thing works. And at this point, he doesn't call Venom, at least in the comics, he doesn't call Venom like, no, he doesn't call him Venom or the symbiote. He calls him my other.
Not gonna lie, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, like
It's kind of cute.
metaphorically, it's correct.
Mhm.
Literally, it's also correct. But it is really romantic to call someone your other. You know, so like
Figuratively, very cute.
it's really cute. So like, a lot of LGBT people really do like Venom, or like the story of Venom. It's very relatable to them, and I understand why. But that's also why it's really hard to handle Venom within this PG space.
Yeah.
In order for Venom to be handled right, there has to be very few limits to what he can do and what he can say and how he can act. And he's called the Lethal Protector. Like, when his whole thing, you know, Clintars have to eat brains, right?
Yeah.
Like, they need it to survive. It's not just like something that Venom does because he's an asshole. If he doesn't eat brains, he goes nuts.
Yeah, it's not like a zombie kind of deal thing. Like, they just do it cause.
I mean, zombies are insane regardless, but they prefer heads.
Right.
But like, Venom actually needs it to stay sane. They never really tackled shit like that. They took it very casually, and I don't like that. I really think Venom deserved a less limited treatment, but in terms of entertainment, I don't hate this movie at all. In fact, I watched it with Dina the other week. She liked it. She had a lot of fun with it. And it's one of those situations where it's like the movie is so low stakes that you can come into the movie feeling one way and come out of the movie feeling exactly the same way.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but if you enjoy
I mean, like,
it.
on occasion, it's a good thing. Like, not every time do you want to come into a movie and then come out, oh my god! But Venom is a very specific character. Like, is he characterized properly? No. Was he treated as well as he should have been? No. Did he have a good villain? Fuck no. It's just Jeff Bezos with sludge that he fought, right? Like,
The man did want to go to space. Not gonna lie.
Minus the
the
penis
jokes
rocket.
were just so funny. The jokes were just so funny that, like, you couldn't not, like, appreciate the parts that were good.
Mhm.
But was the movie overall good? I really don't think so. I liked Venom's design pretty much. It's a funny movie. It's an MCU style movie, but I really think they picked the wrong character to MCU up, you know?
Yeah. This doesn't feel like something you like if Marvel stretched their, R-rated muscles a little bit more, then you could touch on Venom.
If they went the Deadpool route with this, I wouldn't like oppose at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I want him to I get it, it's a cop or like a SWAT team. But then again, he is an anti-hero. I would have loved to have seen him ripping apart.
Yeah.
Or
I
or
do,
if you throw him to a wall, there's a blood stain at the back. I'm like, that's enough.
I do like that scene, but like again, I wish that was R-rated. Because everything about that scene is R-rated. Like him throwing that guy through the pillar. You're like, that guy's dead. There's no
Yeah,
question about it.
they've made it clear that the SWAT team died trying
Yeah.
to take on Venom. So why not show us fully committing to it? Because I really do want to see Venom just rip something apart.
And like
Besides another symbiote.
every time he bites off a head, it's like water effects. You're like, that's PG.
Oh yeah, it is water. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
And every time he bites somebody's head off, it's sometimes the POV shot of the dude being eaten.
Yeah, it's like he has rows of teeth like a great white. Why is it just water?
I don't know.
You know, like the CG in this movie is a cross between this is actually really good to what the fuck?
the the ambulance flipping over was like,
There's no in between. Like either the effects on Venom look really crisp and realistic, or it looks like something out of that really bad Mila Jovovich movie where like it looks like you're in a sepia filter the whole time.
Resident Evil, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil 2,
No.
Resident Evil 3.
None of the Resident Evils. It's one of her like non-Resident Evil movies. But it was really bad. But I'm just saying like really bad CG.
Ultraviolet.
There we go.
Fuck, I
That's it.
forgot that existed.
That is horrible.
That's it. Sometimes it feels like ultraviolet. Like sometimes it feels like it's just really, really bad. So like you feel like there's something really good underneath all of this, you know? Like there's a great Venom solo franchise that doesn't include Spider-Man underneath all of this cheap bullshit.
Yeah.
It feels like early 2000s Marvel with Ghost Rider.
It does feel like a 90s to early 2000s movie.
Yeah,
I
it looks like something that would have been made around the time that Blade was made.
Yeah, and Hulk. Like, this feels like that kind of level.
Yeah.
The Banner Hulk.
Yeah, the Banner Hulk.
You know, Banner's Hulk would have been really good had they gone a certain had they committed to a certain route with it. But I get what you mean about it. It's really boring.
Yeah.
They did do like somewhat of a early 2000s Hulk transition at the start. Yeah, it was a very. If you rewatch it, you kind of see it. It's at the start.
There aren't a lot of scenes funnier than the Hulk sugar caning a missile and then spitting it at a fucking helicopter.
Yeah.
That was objectively one of the funniest things Hulk's ever done. But besides that, there wasn't a lot of fun to be had with that movie.
Yeah, Venom is up there with like the Hulk poodles almost. Like
I would say I had more fun
Right,
with
the
Venom.
fucking poodles.
Oh my god.
Alright, the steroid dogs. I remember that.
But to be honest,
Yeah.
if I saw this when I was like 8, if I saw Venom when I was like 8 or like 15, I would have loved it. Like, oh, this is pretty cool.
Like for me, that was like a straight up PS2 game.
Which
But,
one?
that's why the poodle, the gigantic Hulk poodle. That was
he
like,
went back to Venom already, but yes,
sorry.
the poodles, the poodles were just. Why were they poodles? Why couldn't they just be like Rottweilers?
Yeah.
Because they looked like they turned into different dogs once they hulked up. Right? They're different dogs now. They're not poodles anymore.
Yeah. I don't know, but back to Venom.
Point is, this movie came out way too late for its time. Like, it came out like the same era of Ghost Rider. Sure, I could enjoy it, but like, yeah, it feels like a movie from like the early 2000s.
Oh, for sure. Nicolas Cage would have played Venom if it was 2000.
I wouldn't say that this movie came out at the right time. The creative direction was wrong. They could have like Deadpooled the shit out of this, and it would have been great. but they didn't. They could have taken this in a route that was consistent with the character, and Venom's pretty straightforward to write.
Hmm.
Like, Eddie Brock has, a conviction for the innocent. He doesn't believe that the innocent should suffer, and he's also amoral enough to kill someone. And so is Venom, and Venom wants to fulfill some kind of life purpose he didn't have on Clintar. Honestly, it had the bare bones of like a really good movie, but like they wanted it to be too fun that they took a lot of the substance away from what could have been a great Venom movie. Like, imagine if Venom was ever barely seen. Like, if they had problems with CG. Imagine if they just canceled that shit out with a lot of negative space. Like, let's say the SWAT team scene, right? Like, um, they encounter Eddie Brock. Let's even do the whole mass copy thing, right?
Yeah.
They do that, and then they shoot at Venom. They end up shooting up all the lights, which makes the entire place dark. And then he just fucking kills all of them. Like, if you have a problem with the CG, just make it really dark.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with it that much. I just feel like make Venom feel like a horror movie villain. Like, if you don't want to go for another symbiote for now, why not just have him take out organized crime? Like, create a generic Carmine Falcone looking motherfucker. And just be like, he's fucking up the city, let me kill all of his friends. And just make it really scary.
Yeah, it's just a slaughter fest of like, not really pure on fan service, but like a little bit of fan service, but with a little bit more substance. Make it darker. Yeah, I can see that working.
It writes itself. Venom stories have always written itself. And that will apply to the second movie too. Like, Venom movies are not hard to write. At least for me. I'm not a screenwriter, but there's a part of me that thinks that, like, if you put me behind the fucking Venom thing, and you gave me at least up to R13, it would have been, if you really wanted it to go just 90 minutes, I could actually make that work. But, like, you gotta let him get a little violent. You gotta let him get a little vicious and a little scary. Cute's great.
Yeah.
Stitch Venom's great, but it doesn't work past a certain threshold. You let that go beyond a certain point, and he just goes down in stock severely.
For sure, corporate had their hand in this. Like, not for the kids. Don't do that kind of deal.
And the other characters are so really underdeveloped too, like Riot. Like, he's a typical evil boss.
Yeah, I didn't know who the hell Riot was.
Yeah.
The only thing that made Riot in any way kind of good was Venom's fucking hilarious reactions to Riot.
Oh, holy shit!
Holy shit!
I love Venom's reaction, even though like Venom is this like 7-foot monster of like pure steroids. He still gets like jarred and like scared. I'm like,
dude, he's just constantly telling Eddie, bro, we're fucked. Like, we are so fucked. I don't know how we're gonna get through this. And like Eddie's just like, you got this, bro. You got this, bro. He is so big. He's so fucking big. And like, this is Venom with so far all of their big fights. I don't hate it, but after a certain fucking threshold, you just go like, become different, like evolve.
yeah.
What do you think of Michelle Williams as his ex-lover? I thought she was fine.
She didn't really stand out
That was
to me
a
that
terrible fucking wig.
Yeah.
That was a wig.
That was a terrible fucking wig. Actually, the one thing I'll point out in this movie that was fucking abysmal, both of those wigs. There's a second wig in this movie, you know where it comes from. That's a terrible fucking wig.
But yeah,
It's been 2 years, you know where the wig comes from! Fucking carrot top looking ass, Raggedy Ann looking ass, prison Raggedy Ann looking ass.
But yeah, the only cool scene she had was the She-Venom. Like, oh, that's
The She-Venom. But the thing is, like, if like any comic lovers out there, like diehard comic fans there, they know how this ends. And it doesn't deter. She commits suicide because she felt the guilt of killing people as Venom.
Oh wow, yeah, you do have a lot of Venom knowledge. Jesus Christ.
I read a little bit.
Okay.
Like by a little bit, did you get a fucking Venom omnibus?
Yeah.
It's like, just don't read the little bit I read of Venom, and it's everything ever important about Venom.
Omnibus Volume 1 like is only a little bit like
Yeah, just only a little bit. Like by a little bit of comics, he reads like everything about just one character. That's what he means about a little bit. Like he's not gonna read all the comics, but he's gonna read everything about this one thing.
Well, when it came to Venom, it was kind of like with Batman. I kind of just was obsessed with him for like a whole week, and I absorbed as much info as I could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That's actually pretty cool. If you were like this more often, I'd like you more.
Thank you.
But yeah, this movie made a crap ton of money, like abroad, like 800
ton.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of $150 million budget, right? It was a really small budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why we have a sequel with, as Seth pointed out, Carnage, who had a really bad wig. In this one, we're like, what the fuck is that thing?
I'll say though, a much better fucking wig in the second movie. Like I could actually buy that as real hair, but fuck that carrot top wig.
Raggedy
He looks
Ann
like-
looking at
he-
it.
He looks like Ronald McDonald went to jail.
And he's definitely not loving it, that's for sure.
I'll be real.
Ronald
I think he
McDonald
did love
Lecter.
it. Yeah. Hello, Eddie.
And a side of Big Mac.
It's just alright. Like I wanted to love all of this shit. I really did.
Mm-hmm.
Like by the time we get to Venom 2, I'll tell you what my idea was.
Yeah.
But like, these Venom movies could have been really simple and worked with the budget. But they tried so hard to be cool with Venom, who's already cool. Stop trying to make him cool. Just let him be him. It's enough. Sapat ka na.
I knew he was gonna go down there.
The other only cool thing about this was the end credit scenes. We're like, oh, into the Spiderverse.
Wait, what?
Do you not remember the end credit scene being a preview of Into the Spider-Verse where Miles is dragging Peter's body across the graveyard, across New York?
Oh, I thought that was just like a little like trailer.
Yeah, it's a small sneak peek.
I
We're like,
don't remember this.
Yeah.
I didn't stay for that part.
Neither did I, because I was like, oh, I'm here. Oh, Woody Harrelson. Oh, yeah, I can leave.
Yeah, after the Woody Harrelson stuff, I was out. But like, fuck, okay, that happened.
Yeah.
But like, that scene without context is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
So-
you just see Miles Morales murdering White Spider-Man. You know,
Just
like-
dragging his body to a graveyard.
and you know this ends with the cops going like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh no, it's a good thing I covered my whole face."
Yes, murder by concussions. Like, good job, Miles.
Nah, he's fine. He's fine.
Well,
He's on the poster. He's fine.
yeah, he should be fine. Ultimately, what would you rate this movie?
Damn. I feel like Seb has more to say about this, so I'll go first. I would give this one a 6. I enjoyed this movie, as Seb has mentioned, and like refreshed into my head. Those jokes were actually legit good, and some fight scenes here were okay. Like the SWAT team fight scene was good. Him killing the biker guys also really good. Biker guys.
No, oh, the scientist team.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And sadly, the last fight wasn't really that good, in my opinion. I wish they did more with Eddie Brock's character, since
Why did Riot swallow Venom? He kind of swallowed Venom, right? He's just like, he absorbed Venom and then he didn't. Why was that a thing?
I don't know. If there's no consent, I guess he forced it. Kind of deal.
Yeah.
Really weird.
That
My
was
body
Yeah.
is your body and his body now too.
Wouldn't you have like two things talking in your head? I don't know. But yeah, I wish they would kind of stuck a little bit to the comics. It would have made a more intriguing, movie. But if they wanted to make it fun, they could have made it like Deadpool, as Ed said. So I'm a little bit disappointed on that hand. That's why I'm giving it a 6.
I'll also give it a 6. Like, I don't mind watching it again if, like, we don't really watch cable anymore, but if it wasn't cable, I would just, I'll
Like,
pop it in.
put it
and just
on.
Make it white noise or just pay attention for a bit. And if I have nothing else to watch, like, sure, why not Venom? But as you said, I wish they did more with the Venom character, and I wish a lot of the characters were more developed. Like, I forgot that Jenny Slate was in this movie for a bit, and she dies off screen. Where'd it go? Guess
It
it's
was?
Yeah. She was.
He's the scientist that was like following Eddie into the convenience store.
Oh, that was her. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I liked you as the sheep and Zootopia more. That's about it. But yeah, 6.
There are a lot of things to like about Zootopia, man. If you're gonna compare any of this shit to Zootopia, it doesn't even compare because Zootopia is a fucking masterpiece.
Damn right.
Caitlyn from Arcane was so good.
Yeah.
How about you, Sam? Thoughts on what's your rating?
I mean, let's just go with the devil's number here, I guess. Like,
Hey!
Hey.
I did rate this faster, like, higher back then. But as I watched it again recently, like, I get why I liked it. I still don't think I'm wrong for the things that I liked. But after seeing Venom 2, I kind of see why it's probably not the best idea in retrospect. Like, you have to get this character right the first time, or at least steer him into a better direction after this. I think hopefully, with the future of Venom and where I think he's going, that it'll be better soon enough. But this doesn't just make me nervous for Venom, it makes me nervous for Morbius.
Oh my
Ooh.
god, that's true. I forgot
'Cause I
he's
saw-
connected.
I saw the trailer for Morbius. It looks good up until this one scene where I was like,
Was it the Venom scene?
yes. I
Yeah.
did not like that. I was like, did they just MCU this shit again?
Yeah, I feel like
Shit.
it's gonna be the same thing as Venom.
I think it's gonna be slightly better than Venom. But I do not like the funny shit. The funny shit is so sketchy.
And plus, these are characters that are like,
The
they're
dark.
anti-heroes. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
dark. So like, you could retain the whole dark character thing. You could make it dark. You could make it like DC, even though people make fun of that kind of deal. I just wish they stuck with it. Hopefully, they do that for Morbius.
Yeah, and there's like a lot more spin-offs. Like, they got Black Cat and Kraven the Hunter with Quicksilver.
I'm okay with Black Cat. I'm okay
Fair
with
enough.
Black Cat. You can actually help Black Cat stand alone without a lot of help.
Good.
Craven, I have my doubts in. Craven's also been plagued by a lot of mental illness, so I kind of think that Craven is in one of these situations where I feel like he would actually benefit from Spider-Man. But then Craven's final hunt, or last hunt, does end with him dying, so that does give the character a lot of mortality. So, I mean, I hope it's good. I hope they do a good job with Aaron Taylor Johnson. I hope he doesn't catch any bullets this time. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, he didn't see all of those bullets coming. Let's be real.
Why couldn't he just, like, carry Hawkeye and the kid somewhere else?
Yeah, instead of pushing them.
Because
If he
Josh
could've
Whedon
pushed the
wrote
car-
it.
If he could have pushed the car in front of them, why couldn't he just push them out?
Yeah, or like just carry them. I'm pretty sure enough momentum could carry both.
I mean,
of
if
them.
he can push a car,
Oh, that's true.
he could push 2 people.
MCU needed somebody to die.
I don't think he needed to
I
die.
didn't think he needed.
Yeah.
Out of
I
all
don't
of
know
them,
what they're.
out of
I
all of
feel like
them,
someone else could have died.
I think
I
it
feel like
would-
Hawkeye could have died there.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
would bring-
Hawkeye's been trying to die for years.
Yeah,
He's
but that
so
would-
fucking done.
that scene would have had more weight if he died. But anyway, if you want to watch a superior movie about someone being taken over by a parasite, watch Upgrade, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, that is a really
Watch
good
what?
fucking- Upgrade.
What's Upgrade?
It's a movie about a dude who gets shot in a junkyard, and then they put a chip in his brain so he could walk, and then he takes his revenge out of the people who shot him and killed his wife. Pretty good. I'm not gonna get into the.
Is it just? This sounds like technologically advanced Crow.
Oh my god, I haven't heard that movie in years. Yeah, kind of.
Isn't that what happens to the Crow? Like, he gets fucked up, his girlfriend gets killed in front of him, and he's just like, I'm gonna take revenge on them now.
Oh,
Isn't
but
that the Crow?
You were stumped.
yeah, it is.
That sounds like the Crow.
Yeah, well, watch The Crow or Upgrade, you'll be
Or
good either way.
Upgrade. But I mean, the parasite book thing.
He was revived by the power of the Crow, though.
Yeah. But here he's revived by technology.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Anyway.
But yeah, I think you'll enjoy it, so try it out.
Alright.
Yeah,
Upgrade.
and to our audience, you check out Upgrade. Anyway, that's been our video on Venom. What do you guys think of the movie? Do you think it's great? Do you think it's awful? Comment below. Be cool. You can find us at facebook.com/geeks and degenerates. We have an international Discord community, which I'll never stop flexing. But if they want to find you two individually, where can they find you two?
Is that?
Facebook.com/slurp media. We do a lot of streams, we do a lot of podcasts. Well, we do podcasts now. We just completely started. And since I do podcasts for you guys, y'all fuckers better be there occasionally.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
be calling upon you fuckers when I feel like we can. But Facebook.com/slurp media. We're just on Facebook for now. But we're likely to expand. We're streaming every day. We got one tonight, so 9 p.m. Philippine time will be on. So I don't think it's me tonight. I think it's Monday today. It's either Ina or Bond. But yeah, you want to catch me, you want to catch my friends who are funny as fuck. We're occasionally on these videos. If you want to catch us, we're at Facebook.com/slurpmedia.
Links in the description below.
Thank you.
No
Yes.
problem. But yeah, you can follow me at JomGeom. It's my art account, and I like to draw.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Gandalfus1995. But until then, continue to stay safe, wear masks, social distance, and get vaccinated if you can. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon. And as we said before, as Roger McDonald said, where there's Venom, there'll be Carnage. So stay tuned for that.
You know what I mean, Ronald? Who's Roger?
Roger McDonald.
His
Who
cousin.
the fuck is Roger?
His cousin who went to prison.
Yeah,
Uncle Roger
exactly.
McDonald. Oh my god, Venom!
Yeah.
That
Oh
is
yo,
not happening.
Carnage.
But that's all the time we have. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.